Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got a fun one for you with the most fun budget commanders to play against your friends right now. Let's jump into them. After I remind you that, well, many of these commanders do have a deck tech on my channel, so check those out, and also check out the card list link in the description below. Now, let's jump into them. First up, Lynde, Cheerful Tormentor, so cheerful, look at that smile. A 2/4 Human Warlock with Death Touch for 4 mana in Grixis. Whenever a curse is put into your grave or from the battlefield, return to the battlefield attached to you at the beginning of the next end step. Ouch. Beginning of your upkeep, you may attach a curse attached to you to one of your opponents. If you do, draw 2 cards. Now, this is a very unique commander. It is a curse commander, but also a self-cursing one, too. And you can do some really cool things with it. First of all, attaching curses is such a fun way to play the game, and it is very much like a group, like, kind of just general group enjoyment in some ways, where it's like, oh, who wants to get cursed? No, please. And then you're like, okay, that person, everyone else says, ha, that person got cursed, and then the next turn, they get cursed with something, which is great. Secondly, though, the avenues of this commander are so cool. Constellation and Eerie are so good with this. First of all, well, you just get some curses, and then maybe you've got ways to sacrifice those curses because you still control them technically, right? And so all of a sudden you sacrifice those, like, oh yeah, sacrifice a permanent, yeah, Clause Gift kind of stuff, whatever. Sacrifice it, it comes back attached to you. But again, with the Constellation triggers, with the Eerie triggers, you get so many amazing triggers. It's absolutely incredible, and you can just keep doing that again and again and again, all while moving curses here, there, and everywhere. It is so much fun. Check it out. Pick it up. Moving on, if you're like me, yeah, you don't really care what the actual card looks like. You know, you just care about essentially what the most budget-friendly version of it. And the pride of the whole Clade, this version of it, which I think is actually pretty cool, is like $3 cheaper than the next version or something like that. A 2/15 Crocodile Elk Turtle, because that's a thing, for 11 mana in green. The spell costs X to cast for X the total toughness of creatures you control. It's got Defender, paying 4 mana in total in blue until end of turn. Target creature you control gets +1 with 0 gains. Whenever it deals combat to a player, draw cards equal to its toughness and can attack as though it didn't have Defender. This is such a fun and interesting and unique commander, one that goes about Defender in a different way. A Walls deck, essentially, but one that has a commander that has a variable cost that is basically always just going to be 1 mana all the time, which is crazy. You also can, drop 16 cards with this just by hitting someone, which is hilarious. And also, yeah, you've got other creatures out there that you can also pump to. I said 16. I meant 15. Whatever. Anyways, being able to essentially do, well, all the things that you want to do with a Defender commander, you can go in so many different directions with it, and you can take advantage of so many cool cards with this. So many creatures that have so much toughness that your opponents will never be able to get through, and that you'll be able to take advantage of in many different ways to be able to just demolish them throughout, well, the game, throughout combat, and throughout the value you're going to get. I mean, just think about literally like, okay, I have Psychosis Crawler in play, and oh my goodness, I'm drawing so many cards. They're going to be gone in absolutely no time. Check it out. Pick it up. Moving on, yeah, charm your friends with Eriette. I never know how to say this. Eriette, let's go with Eriette of the Charmed Apple. Again, this version, just $1.56, very budget-friendly, very fun. A 2/4 Human Warlock for 3 mana in Orzhov. Each creature that's enchanted by an aura you control can attack you or planeswalkers you control. Beginning of your end step, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life for X number of auras you control. Yeah, again, a commander that takes something that is typically, again, like a type of play, a type of card that basically sees almost no play in Commander, and it's like, oh, that's bad in Commander. It's just bad in multiplayer. It's just not good at all anyways. I mean, like, auras themselves typically are considered not very good for the most part outside of, like, Boggles. But basically, it takes this kind of card and says, hey, you know what? Actually, it's very, very good. Because you turn every single one of your auras into a drain engine. Well, drain engine / pacifism, basically. You're just like, okay, I play this miscellaneous aura that maybe cantrips when it comes into play, gives me a card back that like costs like 1 mana, maybe, I don't know. And like all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, hey, opponent's creature, you can't attack me anymore. Cool. And by the way, on my end step, I drain all of you. Yeah, you change up the actual dynamic of the game. You make your opponents take each other out. You are going about things a different way, utilizing cards they've never seen, and they're like, oh my gosh, wait, what is that? All while you are taking them out. Such a fun commander, such a good one to bring to game night. Pick it up, check it out, build it right now. Next up, oh my goodness, spin the wheel. Mayael the Anima, a 2/3 elf shaman for 3 mana in Naya for 6 mana in total. Naya tap. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put a creature card with power 5 or greater. Well, among them on the battlefield with the rest of your library in random order. I said random, it's any order. Yeah, back in the day, any order, much better Wizards than random. But they're like, oh, we want to speed things up. And I'm like, I understand that, but it also takes away some of the nuance of the game, Wizards, okay? So anyways, Mayael the Anima, being able to just go, okay, you know what's fun? You know what everyone enjoys? Big, beefy creatures at the table. I'm here to smash. That's what I'm going to do. Off the top of my library, into your hearts at the table. I mean, taking out hearts too. But being able to just go, okay, again, whenever I need to, just activate this ability, bring down the hammer of a massive creature. Of course, yes, you can utilize some tutors to get creatures on top of the library, etc., etc. There's also some weird cards that you can use to get cards in your hand on top of your library. In this color combination, you don't have access to Brainstorm, but you got other things as well. Being able to essentially go, okay, massive creature coming in for cheaper, essentially. Maybe some untap effects. Yeah, it costs 6 mana, but hey, here's the thing. You're in green. You get access to an insane amount of mana that you can utilize. So much fun off the top. Again, just rolling the dice. Yu-Gi-Oh! Heart of the cards. It makes for a really fun game night. Moving on, going in a different direction with, again, an unexpected commander, Zirda the Dawnwaker. I'd say that, like, literally every single companion kind of is an unexpected commander in a way, because typically they're saying, like, oh, okay. Oh, you got Zirda. Okay, who's the commander for that? Zirda is. Oh. Okay. Yeah, you kind of get like the thought process for many players is like they have these pigeonholed into thinking that they are literally just a companion. This is an amazing commander, a 3/3 elemental fox for a 3 mana Boros, and I'm not even going to read that companion thing because it doesn't matter for this. Abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the amount of mana less than 1 mana by paying 1 tapping. Target creature can't block this turn. I forgot about the blocking always, but you know, that's nice. Here's the thing. Being able to have a deck around activated abilities and reducing their cost by 2. This is a commander that costs 3 and reduces all of your costs by 2. You can do some haymaker abilities again and again and again throughout the game thanks to this commander, reducing their cost down to next to nothing basically, and just being able to go, yeah, extra value here, extra value there, extra value everywhere. If your abilities have tap effects, also really leaning heavy into untap effects because you have, again, like those like 2 arms type style cards in white where it's like, yeah, just untap my entire board. Why not draw a card sure at the same time? You can do some really cool things, again, bringing up cards that your opponents have never seen. The uniqueness factor of this commander really, really, really can make a table fun. Pick it up, check it out, build around it. Moving on, again, just highlighting all the different art styles, apparently. Again, $1.52 for Inga and Esika, this version. A 4/4 human god. For 4 mana in Simic, creatures control vigilance and tap at 1 mana of any color. Spend mana to cast a creature spell. You cast a creature spell of 3 or more mana spent to cast it. Draw a card. Again, sometimes the simplest solution is the best one. This is a commander that's like, okay, I give you mana, I give you cards. Cool. You can go do whatever else you want out of it. Again, the world is your oyster type of a commander where you can just go, okay, yeah. I'll just build all the creatures I want to build with it and just throw them all into the deck and just have a good time with a commander like this. Again, pulling out creatures maybe your opponents have never seen before because maybe you got some pet card commanders, some cards that essentially like, oh yeah, this creature, I love it. I grew up with this kind of a creature, and you know what? I really want to play with it in a deck. Whether, you know, it's me and it's like Sylvanas Rogue Elemental, like one of your favorite cards from your childhood, and you're like, you know what? I just want to play this card in a deck. This is the perfect opportunity to do so with a commander like this. And again, your opponents will appreciate when you're bashing, you know, their table and their life totals, you know, with your Sylvanas Rogue Elemental, because like, oh, I'm glad that's unique to you. Ouch. Anyways, Inga and Esika is such a fun commander that can go so broad with what you're doing with it. Again, creatures, yes, but again, it gives you access to do a lot of things because it helps you out so much in other factors. Check it out, pick it up. Next up, Kona Rescue Beastie. Look how adorable this weird thing is. Anyways, 4/3 Beast Survivor for 4 mana in green. It's got at the beginning of your second main phase. If Kona is tapped, you may put a permanent card from your hand on the battlefield. Again, just a clever kind of commander. One that's like, all right, What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you an ability that you can't naturally just activate. You know, it's like, okay, tap, do that. No. I'm not an Elvish Piper. No. What I am is you got to find a way to tap me. So sure, sometimes it's going to be attacking, but most of the time that's not going to be safe because I only have 3 toughness. So yeah, find other ways, spring lift jump, etc. You've got ways to tap down a creature, so do so. Find those ways, use those unique cards, and then just cheat in some massive heavy hitters super early in the game. Again, let's say turn 1, spring lift drum, turn 2, ramp, and then turn 3, play this, and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, cool, all right. Turn 3, all of a sudden I'm just dropping a giant world spine worm onto the battlefield for fun. Yeah, you can do some really crazy off-the-wall things with this that can make game night very exciting. Check it out, build around it, pick it up. Next up, Tayam Luminous Enigma, a 3/3 Nightmare Boost for 4 mana in Abzan. Each other creature you control enters an additional counter, vigilance counter, I should say. By paying 3, move 3 counters from one creature you control, put the top 3 cards of your library in your graveyard, then return a permanent card converting mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Yeah, being able to just go, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just get things out from my graveyard back into play in a very unique way. What you are doing, again, is you are building up different kinds of counter synergies. You are being able to get counters on your things, not just with Tayam, but essentially with other things as well. Like, hey, when creature comes into play, get a +1 counter on it, etc., etc., etc. And you can really build up just a glut of resources and think about counters in a different way, which is so much fun. Being able to just, again, think about cards in a unique way, see them in a different light. That's what Magic's all about. Sometimes. Sometimes it's just about, casting big, powerful spells, but also other times it's like, okay, I can utilize these cards in an interesting way that players haven't seen before. If they've never seen Tayam, it is such a fun commander to play with and against because of the, nature of it. Again, like I said, different ways to play with counters, number 1. Number 2, off the top library shenanigans. Number 3, recurring low to the ground things. Again, having a deck around converting mana cost 3 or less can be a very unique proposition. Check this one out, build around it, pick it up, have a great game night with Tayam. Next up, Seizan. Yeah, you want to get the game night really going though? Seizan is here, a 6/5 Demon Spirit for 5 mana in black. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, the player loses 2 life and draws 2 cards. Yeah, you can really go crazy with a commander like this. A very unique commander. Eddie had a really cool deck around this one. This one is one though, it says, hey, you know what, everyone? We're all gonna get extra benefits here, okay? Here, you get extra cards, I get extra cards at the very, very low cost of some life. Basically, so you are speeding up the game in a way, being able to just dig down deeper in your deck. You can turn your loss into an advantage, though, for yourself, obviously. You can go, oh yeah, this is great, everyone's losing life, ha ha ha. By the way, when we're low, I'm going to play Gary, and I'm going to gain a ton of life. Or again, maybe if an opponent has, a life, gain deck, you're like, oh, you're still at 40? Good for you. Okay, life swap. Let's do that. Perfect. Yeah, being able to just dominate in that kind of a way. Again, turn that life loss into an advantage. Take advantage of the cards that you're getting as well. It's such an interesting, unique commander that can really, really change up how a game plays. Take this to your game night. And finally, Sami Wildcat Captain, a 4/4 Human Artificer Rogue for 6 mana and Boros that does not get enough respect or attention. Double Strike Vigilance, cool, all right, that's already nice right there. Being able to swing and hit for 8, great, good for me. You can very easily turn this into a one-shot KO commander in absolutely no time. You just need 7 extra power, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, swing, gone, bye. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. Yeah, that is insane. If this was on any other color combination, players would be going crazy for it. And you know what? They still should be. You should be. It's crazy cool that this commander gives all of your spells, not just your artifacts even, all of your spells, and that would already be crazy. Affinity, meaning that they cost nothing. You get things into play, you get treasures into play, you get clues into play, you do all these things again. You can flood the board so much value that your opponent's heads will spin. And then you're like, yeah, I can do all these cool things, dropping down Eldrazi for nothing, essentially, or other just massive things. You can do big splashy players. Players love seeing big splashy plays, and you can do some really cool things with it. Check it out, pick it up, build around it. And with that, this episode is coming to a close, so it's my turn to hear from you. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts are on this episode. And of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.